this computer.
Now it's recording. You weren't.
Now it's recording. I don't know, Harold. We might do this again.
We're going to have to.
Yeah, I see it recording. So this is embarrassing. I'm so. That was rehearsal. And we did all of this great free stuff too. I'm just going, oh my God. And it says it's recording.
Welcome to the Intern Whisper Live, the show all about the future of work. Coming up in this episode of the Intern Whisper Live, Harold Gattereau is our guest, and let's jump into our social plugs.
Okay, so you can find Intern Pursuit on Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and you can listen to our podcast on iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, Google Play, Spotify, Stitcher, and Podbean. So we have a game, and it is Intern Pursuit, the game. It is on Facebook and Twitter, and you can listen to us live when we're back at Valencia College in August, over there on the campus, but you can listen to us live and on Facebook. Tonight's show is pre-recorded, and you can look for it on Facebook and on YouTube later tonight, and we'll be loading it onto all of those great podcast channels soon. So you can chat with us on our Intern Pursuit Facebook chat. You can leave comments. Let us know what you like about the shows.
Our first patron of the night is Cat5 Studios. Cat5 Studios is a video and game production company that spins training and marketing games and videos for your business or nonprofit. Cat5 Studios provides serious games to develop employee skills, videos for onboarding, and 2D games and videos for marketing use on your social channels and websites. Want to know more? Visit our website that launches Friday on cat5studios.com. Thank you, Cat5, for being a patron of the Intern Whisper Live.
Students, if you want to work with one of our great employers or with Intern Pursuit, go to internpursuit.tech, sign up and upload your resume and get matched to one of our great employers. And it's as simple as sharing your first name, last name, telephone number, and email account and upload that resume. Employers of all types and sizes are invited to be part of our early adopter program into our Learning Academy, and you can use this code Intern Pursuit 2020 to sign up and get special pricing. And you can contact us at info@internpursuit.tech for more information. Look for it on our social feeds. And if you want to play our game, go to internpursuit.games to check out the new website that launches Friday. Oh, and I didn't tell them. Intern Pursuit works like Match.com. We match employers to students, and we train employers to be phenomenal employers while working with you as an intern. So advantage to student, advantage to the employer. Get to see tremendous ROI from working with those amazing interns. So now, Johnny, go ahead.
Well, welcome, Harold Gattereau. I
there
have
you go.
to ask, what's the origin of the name Gattereau?
Oh, it's French.
French.
Yes.
You speak French? We know you speak Bostonian.
A little bit. I do speak a
What's
little bit.
Bostonian? Where's that from?
Boston, dude.
Boston.
Oh.
We fooled you.
What is that? Bostonian?
Yeah, Bostonian. I'm just
I've
making.
never heard of that.
Oh, I made that one up, Johnny.
I was like, oh, I've never heard that language. I need to look that up.
Okay, you're so funny. I love that. Okay, so over here, we want to be able to talk about the future of jobs, the future of industries, Harold. But what was your first job? How did you get it? And how did it get you to where you are now?
Yeah, so my, we'll go to first job out of college. So first job out of college was with Black & Decker. And I actually had an internship starting my junior year of college with Black & Decker. And then once I graduated, I was able to land a position with them. And so it was in sales. And so a lot of opportunity to learn, great customer service, finding out, meeting people's needs and my customers' needs, and managing a large territory. So out of college, I moved to Atlanta and was covering a geography of 3 states: Florida, Georgia, and South Carolina. So time management and a lot of skills I was able to kind of pick up from that position.
Yeah. So where did you go to school? And
I
what
went-
was your major and all of that good stuff?
Okay, yeah. So I went to school at Morgan State University in Baltimore, and so my major was marketing, and so with marketing and sales kind of go hand in hand, and so went to Morgan. I grew up in Boston, and so going to Morgan gave me an opportunity to go a little further south. Still cold in Baltimore, but it was a great city.
Oh my God, Baltimore is freezing.
Not compared to Boston, though.
Oh, really? Yeah. Well, I did go
Still
to
cold,
Boston.
though. Still cold.
I did go to Boston a couple of years ago, and I was amazed because I think cold is overrated. I was born in Kansas, but in Boston, I noticed that by the second day, it was 22 degrees, and I had my jacket unzipped, and I went, "Oh, it's not cold," because it was totally different than Florida cold. So that I think that was why. Anyway, Boston rules, I think. So I've never heard of that college.
Yeah, the Morgan State. It's an HBCU, so a historically Black college and university. So
Mhm.
yeah, it's a great school.
Excellent. Good to hear. Good to hear. So you majored in marketing, and you did an internship with Black and Decker. And what did you learn during that internship?
Well, so I learned really with customer service, features and benefits selling. We were one of my accounts was Lowe's Home Improvement Warehouse, and at that time, they were just starting to expand in Georgia, in Florida, in South Carolina. If you look at the landscape now, you're like, they're all over the place. But when I was in that position, they were just starting to open up in those different markets. And my responsibility was actually to setting up a lot of those new accounts, the new locations, as well as working with those stores to make sure that we were meeting their needs in terms of what the merchandise they wanted to sell and things like that. So it was a great learning experience. Time management, learning, just to being on my own and being in a city in some states that I've never really traveled to on a regular basis. So it was a great experience.
Mm. So I have to really imagine that this helped you with where you are now, because you are the owner of a store, Vitality
Yep.
Bowl,
Right.
and all of that great sales background has got to be, instrumental with being able to launch 2 stores, not just 1, but 2.
Yeah, absolutely. So, I started off with Black & Decker, and then I transitioned to the pharmaceutical sales industry, actually, in which I was there for many years, and started off as a sales representative and get promoted to a regional sales manager. And so, in my last role, I was covering about 5 states, managing a nice team of people, and it was my job and responsibility to hire people to make sure that they're meeting their goals, and also to train them in how to, talk about the features and benefits of the products that we were selling. And so it definitely, it was a good transition to a lot of the things I do today. in owning a Vitality Bowls, and it's a superfood cafe. So there's a lot of the ingredients and what we're selling that it's new to a lot of the customers. And so it is a matter of me making sure that my team is also well educated and well versed on how to explain those menu items and ingredients to our customers.
So what's one of the most unusual ingredients that is in an acai bowl that people ask about?
So it's interesting because a lot of times people have heard of acai, and a lot of people come in and say acai, and then they'll say it in a different way, and then when they see acai, and they're like, oh, I thought it was pronounced different. So what's nice that we kind of have the different how to pronounce it in a poster, and we never assume that people know what an acai is. So acai is a palm berry from Brazil. Is considered the most nutritious berry on the planet. A lot of health benefits, and so that's one of the things that we kind of educate and inform. And then we also have something called graviola. Graviola
Okay.
is also known as sour sap.
Ooh,
So
that's interesting because it starts even with just the name. They're sitting
yes,
there going, oh my goodness, I don't even know what this is. So
yes,
that's where the education has to start. I know the first time I saw that word, I said exactly what you said. I think I said, acai, what is this? I don't understand.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it is. It's a matter of making sure that our goal is to make sure that every customer that comes in, we walk them through the menu. We provide them with an overview, a short overview of what are some of our key ingredients, and the flavor profile, as well as some of the benefits. That way, it kind of takes the mystery away from some of these ingredients they may have never heard of, but they're actually real ingredients because we show the picture of what they look like and where they're native to.
Mm-hmm.
I was looking at the menu and the two things. So the first thing I saw was that you don't add ice into any of the bowls. Is that
Yes,
right? So for what
that's
I'm
right.
familiar with, I think they were putting acai powder inside the machine, blending it with ice to make
Yeah.
the base of the acai bowl.
Yeah, so one of the things that with Vitality Bowls is we don't use sugar, ice, or yogurts. So so our ingredients everything is made to order, but we don't use any fillers. And so none of that added stuff. And so whether it's an acai bowl or a smoothie, we don't even have an ice machine. So it's
Wow.
just yeah. So we want to make sure that people understand that when a customer comes in, that and we actually have a window that you can look in the back and see what we're doing. So it's all we freeze our fruits and vegetables, so we just blend them up, and so then we're not adding those additional ingredients.
And I'm sure the powder has less nutritional value than the actual berry itself. And another thing, the flaxseed oil. I see that on many I don't know why I keep saying oil, probably because that's the thing I'm most familiar with. But flaxseed, I see, is in a lot of the
Yeah.
main ingredient in a lot of the bowls. And what's the nutritional value with flaxseed?
Well, it has healthy omega-3s and fatty acids, and then also what the benefit of flaxseed is it in terms of it helps with your digestion, and so and with if you're familiar with the flaxseed, it's actually a seed, but what we do is we grind it up so that it becomes a powder, and so when we add it to some of the bowls have it in its ingredient in the mix already, but then others you can add to it because everything's. Or if somebody doesn't want flaxseed, they could say no flaxseed because everything is made fresh to order.
Oh, how nice for
Nice.
those people that are loving that. Yeah. So I think that there was another word that you had mentioned earlier, and I think it began with a G, and it was one of those really hard words to say.
Oh, it sounds like ravioli a little bit.
Oh, was it graviola or is it
That one,
Yeah.
guaranana?
Oh, that's it.
raviola.
No, the second one he said, that one I go, I have
Yeah.
no idea what that is either.
What's the second one again? I interrupted.
It's guaranana.
Guaranana.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there,
so
perfect.
that's so that's for energy. It has 2.5 more 2.5 more caffeine than coffee, but it's natural. So then that can be added if somebody needs a little more energy. You can add that, and that's a powder as well, but it's natural.
And do you all get these ingredients in whole and you break them down into powders and all that yourselves?
No, actually, we have a company that we use that is, that we source them from, because a lot of these ingredients they can't be, they're not grown in the U.S. or they're native to another country. So then we have a company that we source it from.
Hmm. Are they sourced in the United States or is this outside of the US? I'm curious.
Oh, the company that we use is based in the U.S.
Oh, great. US things. Okay, wonderful. All right. So you said that you had studied marketing and it also obviously helped you get there. You have two businesses that you're running. You want to tell us a little bit more about where they're located, how people can find you,
Yeah.
and then how is this COVID-19 impacting your business too? So it's kind of a multi-layered question. So feel free
Yeah.
to do a little meandering.
Okay, so yeah, so Vitality Bowls Superfood Cafe, we have two locations, and it is a franchise that started in Northern California. So we were the first ones to bring Vitality Bowls to Central Florida, and so we have one location in Dr. Phillips on the corner of Conroy, Windermere, and Dr. Phillips Boulevard. That was our first location in Central Florida, and that's going on we're going to celebrate our 2-year anniversary next month.
Happy birthday.
Thank you. And then our second location, which we opened in November, is in Ocoee. And so that's on the corner of 50 and McGuire, West Colonial and McGuire in Ocoee. And that's in a brand new shopping plaza. And so so far there's two tenants there, ourselves and a dentist, and so we look forward to having some other neighbors in the near future. But that's our second location. So wanted to make sure that we expanded. So we have a lot of customers that live in the Coe, Winter Garden, Windermere area that it was a little harder to get to Dr. Phillips on a regular basis. So now they're able to get to our Ocoee location.
Yeah, Winter Garden and Ocoee are burgeoning, growing development areas for some new housing. So I would expect that you should have some pretty good growth as the development continues out in that area.
Yeah, absolutely. And we're located between the Turnpike, 429, and then the 408 is within half a mile of our store. So it's a great location. And then the other question you asked is, with the COVID-19 pandemic that's going on, we definitely have seen a decrease in business, and we've had to reduce our hours, as well as a lot of other companies are reduced hours or closed because of the situation. So we were definitely impacted as well. And so we reduced our hours. We are offering curbside service. We have a great loyalty app called Vitality Bowls, and it allows the customer to order ahead through that app and pay. And then, they just make a note of what car they're driving, and then we will deliver it to their car. So we can limit the opportunities for people to come into the store, and then also they can order online. And we also have delivery services that we use, such as the major ones, Uber, DoorDash, and Grubhub, that customers can order through and get it delivered to their homes. And so we've taken some other precautions within the store to make sure that, we're creating as safe an environment as we can for our customers as well as our employees during this time.
That's really, really good. I know that Johnny is a fan of acai bowls.
Love
So
acai bowls.
yeah, yeah. So I'm pretty sure you'll see him at your store.
I
All
have
right.
two on my list already: the tropical blend and the dragon bowl.
All right. The Dragon Bowl is amazing as well. So make sure you download the Vitality Bowls app, and we'll give you $3 off your first purchase for downloading that app in a free
Oh,
bowl.
nice.
Yeah.
Do you have to
Yeah.
download from the app as well? I mean, order the bowl through the app?
To get the $3 off?
Yes.
No, you can use that on the app if you pay ahead, or you could use that $3 off in the store if you needed to come in. And what we're doing is, if you come in to place your order, you'll place your order, and then we ask you to we ask customers to just wait in their car, and we'll just deliver it to their car, just as an extra precaution, so we don't have customers waiting in the store during this time.
That's a good idea. That really is. And I can certainly attest to how tasty this is, because when I met Harold, it was at a recruiting event at Valencia College, and I had mentioned to him about the possibility of coming to the Good Network as a sponsor, and he so graciously did so. He brought plenty of samples there, and I was a big fan. I kept going back multiple times to get the samples. And we also had Tijuana Flats. They came in as a sponsor, and I met them at a recruiting event. So here they are. They're going to be guests on the show, and I could not be more appreciative of that fact. But that's how we met, and that's how I got my first taste of it. And just like you were sharing, I noticed that it was it reminded me of a smoothie, but it was thicker, but not like yogurt, not with that kind of a texture. But it was somewhere in between. But it was scrumptious.
It
That's why I kept
reminds
going
me
back.
of sherbet. Have you had sherbet before?
Sorbet? Sherbet or sorbet?
Well, the sherbet and so it's two different things, but same texture.
Yeah, I like the sorbet. Sherbet, not as much. To me, they taste different. But it was certainly tasty. It was thicker, I think, than a sorbet, though.
Okay.
Mm,
I
yeah.
just love the toppings on top. I always get extra coconut, extra granola, more honey, please. Kind
Yeah,
of
yeah.
I defeat the purpose of the actual bowl, but I like them a lot.
Yeah, I'm totally with you on that.
So,
Um,
Harold,
yeah,
I
go
have a
ahead, Johnny.
question. Coming from the front of the house, and well, I mean, hospitality industry in general, I've been working in since I was 15 years old. What's your favorite part of owning a restaurant now?
Well, yeah, as far as I'm more of a front of a house person, in terms of, I enjoy meeting and greeting customers, and talking to them about the menu, and providing, and educating when possible in terms of some of our superfood ingredients and the benefits of those. And I've been able to meet a lot of great people, and know their names, and know some of their, what they like, and what their favorite bowls are, and favorite smoothies are. So it is something that I definitely enjoy doing. And then, being able to provide somebody with a way to eat healthy, but not sacrifice taste. And a lot of times people, they think, well, oh, this is a healthy place, and they're pleasantly surprised of how delicious the bowls and smoothies and the food is. And so, and a lot of times it's hard for them to believe that there's no added sugars, because they're like, for some of the bowls, it's like, wow, it tastes naturally sweet, but it tastes amazing. So it's a new way for somebody to eat healthy, whether they just love to eat healthy, or wanting to eat healthy but didn't find the right healthy thing to eat.
Mm. Babies can eat this, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, because sometimes,
Yeah.
little ones can't have things like honey until they're over a year old, but
Yeah.
I would think this is super healthy for babies.
Yeah, and we also have a kids menu as well. which we have a kids smoothie, we have a kids bowl, grilled cheese panini. So it's great because then there is something that's available for the kids, and the kids love it. We have some parents that bring their kids in and say, don't tell them what they're eating, and then we'll bring them their food, and they're like, hey, here's your ice cream, or and so the parents are telling the kids that it's something different, but they know it's amazing, or they'll sneak in and say, hey, can you blend in some spinach into that, so they can get their spinach or their kale and you don't even taste it. So it is a way that you can get a lot of nutrition, but you don't sacrifice taste for kids, adults, or anybody.
Oh, that's super. That is really, really super. So I'm glad to hear that you're doing those extra precautions for your customers. Before our show started, one of the things that you shared with me is how you're giving back in the community. And I think this is awesome because honestly, many places are not recognizing the fact that, people in the grocery stores, people, like I was in Walmart yesterday, and I'm sitting here thinking, oh my God, thank you for being here at Walmart so I can come in here and get something, right? So go ahead and share with our listeners what it is that you're doing to give back.
Yeah, and so what we're doing, really, because we're all about providing, being part of our community and doing whatever we can for our community. Especially now, we started was the first responders healthcare support initiative, in which we've done quite a few deliveries, my wife and I, over the last couple of weeks, in which there's like three different aspects of it. The one aspect of it is, if a customer purchases a 14 ounce or 20 ounce smoothie for a first responder, we will match it. And so if 10 customers bought a smoothie each for first responders, we would add another 10, and then we would go to the fire station and deliver 20 smoothies to the for the firemen and thank them for what they're doing. We've gone to the police stations, we've gone to Admit Health, and so that's one of the things that we do. And then another aspect of it is, some of our customers are like, you know what, I want to do something else. I want to provide a meal for a hospital or a doctor's office, and so then they would purchase food for them, and then we will add in a smoothie. And so because we're a superfood cafe and have amazing healthy food, especially during this time, and we have a lot of the folks, like whether they're at Walmart or at a hospital or police station, fire station, they're out there every day, so we can do the things that we get what we need. And so with our smoothies, we usually will add an immunity blend and multivitamin boost to it, so they're drinking something that tastes amazing, but it's also getting that additional nutrition that's going to help them as well. So this is something that I look forward to doing. We went to Admit Health yesterday and provided 64 lunches for an ICU, the pediatric ICU unit, and it was great to be able to deliver that for them. And so our goal is to deliver at least 50 a day.
Wow, that's a lot. That's serving a lot of people. That is wonderful. You must have some really great customers out there that are as passionate about giving back too.
Yes, absolutely. One of the first customers that I went to he's local. Brandon Seiler. He used to play for the NFL and for the Florida Gators. And I went to him and told him what we wanted to do, and he said, I'm in. And he wrote us a check or gave us $1,000 and said, let's go ahead and start delivering smoothies. And then he also had a couple of doctors' offices that he particularly wanted to provide lunch for. And so so that's why it's like, it's a way for, and he was he loved the idea, and he's just like, yeah, it's an opportunity for me to help. Even though I'm staying home, but then I can help you in this cause in giving them something that's healthy and delicious.
Oh, that is wonderful. That is really a good story to share. So I know that you had mentioned that you have two children and that you were seeing this as a family business. How do you bring your kids into this, into the business? I know your wife is a part of it, and that's super awesome. But you had a job where you were having to travel all the time, and now you've got some freedom. And having a family-owned business, is a way of keeping everybody together. Why don't you share with our listeners about that and how this is, I'm pretty sure, going to be a whole lot better than what you used to do.
Yeah.
Pharmaceuticals is brutal. I know that.
Yeah, there was a lot of aspects of the pharmaceutical sales industry that I definitely enjoyed. As a regional sales manager, there was a lot of it. The interaction with my team, helping develop, people, and then also, helping my customers meet their needs. So there was a lot of benefits, but then there was some other things that were a little tough. It was a lot of travel. I was going to Orlando Airport just about every week to travel to a part of my one of the 5 states that I covered, and it was a lot of things within my that I was missing. So I talked to my wife. Then we created a plan for us to be able to invest in ourselves and kind of work for ourselves and create something that when it's time for my kids, if they wanted to be involved in it, that they could be. And so, yeah, even now, I have 11 and 8-year-old, and when they come into the store, of course, before uh, the COVID situation happened, because they haven't been in there since. But before that, they would help. Whether it was wiping down tables or bringing in the chairs after we closed. And it's kind of instilling that sense of um, working, and they understand that this is a business that is ours, and they understand. They love the bowls, so it's a way for them to eat healthy, and they're able to, if somebody talks about or asks a question about acai or pitaya, which is dragon fruit, they can kind of talk about it. So it is something that that they have that that's going to really help them in their future. And so it is something that, so now if I want to be the coach for the basketball game, I can do that because my schedule allows me to the flexibility to be able to do that. So it is helping in terms of being able to spend that time with them and see them, as well as work side by side with my wife, which is amazing.
Oh, I bet that is. And I bet she likes that also. Just so you know, I'm downloading this app right now because I am super incentivized also because you said there was $3 off for some people. That's a big motivator, but I've tasted it and I know how awesome it is. So that's a big bonus for me on my side. So your kids are going to be helping to grow this business. Do you see it as something that you're going to hand over to them or that they would have their own stores? I mean, an 8-year-old, I can't imagine them asking that, but an
Right.
11-year-old might be very proactive in thinking about this.
Yeah, it's all about creating options, and so if that's what they wanted to continue in the family business,
Mm-hmm.
and grow that, that's an opportunity for them. If there was something else that they were passionate about that they wanted to do, then we're all for supporting that as well. But then it's great. We saw it as an opportunity to create an option for our children, kind of moving forward, and that was something that was important.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. I remember that you shared a little bit of a story about how this entrepreneurship was in your family and your own,
Yep.
your parents, and so
Yes.
you had a little bit of a taste of it, and you followed along with it, but not sure all of the businesses your parents may have had, but it did help shape your thinking. So I'm pretty sure your kids are going to be following in those same entrepreneur footsteps.
Yeah, I hope so. And then, with my parents, there was two businesses that, there was a driving school that my mom and dad, they started a driving school in Boston to teach people how to drive. And
Hmm.
then, and also kind of that, I guess, where I kind of got a little introduced to the restaurant industry is they opened up a cafe, in which they made sandwiches, more lunch ingredients. And my mom was an amazing cook. So, it was something that I think that it was always something that she wanted to do. So she kind of was able to do it for a couple of years and then sold it.
Oh, that's super cool. So, how do you expect your business is going to grow? Because you're already in two locations, and to do that within 2 years is pretty incredible.
Yeah,
Where do you see it growing? Because I think Winter Park or
yeah,
downtown Orlando would love this. I'm pretty sure Johnny can recommend some places. He's big in the food
UCF area
industry.
for sure. And even in Millennia, um, the Metro West area, a lot of homes, and with Valencia being there as well, a lot of people looking for good, healthy food in that area as well.
yeah. And so we're actually Dr. Phillips' location is right there, Metro West. Dr. Phillips, it's right there. So we definitely have a nice customer base from the Metro West area, and I really, yeah, I think there's a lot of opportunities for Vitality Bowls locations across Central Florida, but we're definitely focused more on the west side of town, like more West Orange, and so. Um, because we're definitely owner operators. We're in those stores making, and the customers expect us to be there. But then we also have a great team that we want to make sure that we continue to help them to grow. And so we're very hands on.
Yeah, I've downloaded the app.
All
I'm
right.
picked the location, and I should be getting some type of a, I presume some type of a notification. So that's going to be exciting for me.
Absolutely. So you can, if your birthday's coming up, we will give you, we offer a free, for loyalty members, a free bowl. And then also for every dollar you spend, you get a point. Hit 100 points, we'll give you $10 back. A lot of
Cool.
perks, but we also have a lot of other loyalty perks too.
Ah, very nice. Loyalty programs are
Man, I
a
just
huge
missed my
asset.
birthday.
When was your
Okay.
birthday?
It was in February.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, we're already a month past that, Johnny. So you'll just
Well,
be
I
enjoying that
celebrate for
$3 off.
like
Keep
2 weeks, you know.
Yeah, we're in April.
it felt
Forget
it
it.
felt like it felt like yesterday.
Okay. Okay, so why don't we take a little break here and jump into one of our patron announcements, our second one.
Our second patron of tonight is the Orlando Game Space. It provides a collaborative workspace for the gaming community that helps companies thrive and grow. Orlando Game Space helps companies keep up with the latest development, art and design, marketing, and business management skills, and facilitates connections to Central Florida's education and university professionals to offer expert guidance. The website is orlandogamespace.com. And thank you, Orlando Game Space, for being a patron of the Intern Whisper Live.
All right. So we are back to our show. Our show is about the future of work and internships and remembering somebody that gave us a chance. So let's look at the future of the food industry 10, 20 years from now. So what do you think it's going to look like, Harold? Whether it's your industry or jobs in this industry.
Well, I suspect that it's going to continue to grow. We find more and more people that are, busy lifestyles. You know, they want to eat out. for various reasons. But also in terms of from what Vitality Bowls, what we offer, it's considered clean. It's everything is made to order. We have a lot of vegan options, and I think in general people are really starting to pay attention to what they're eating and what they're eating is made and what the ingredients are. So we're all about no added sugar, ISO yogurts, non-GMO, just a lot of quality ingredients. And with that said, people I think going to continue to want to eat better, and so in the future.
Yes,
Gotcha.
I can agree. I think this is a time where everyone is pescatarian, vegetarian, vegan, or just looking for better, healthy alternatives. Even with the Beyond and Impossible products, people now are definitely looking for healthier eating.
Yeah, and I think it's also a generational thing. I've seen more millennials and also Gen Z, and I'm pretty sure the generation is Generation Alpha that's after Gen Z. They're all focusing on taking care of themselves, self-care, being able to take care of the planet. So I can't say hyper aware, but definitely way more aware about the impact that food has on body and health. And so I'm really glad to see that. So I think that you're going to take off like crazy. I predict that. I speak that over you, just so you know.
And I accept that. Thank you.
Mhm. Very good. Very good. So I pulled some interesting statistics here. In 2020, the sales of the restaurant industry was predicted to be 899 billion. And nobody could have seen COVID-19 coming in here and causing a disruption to this particular industry, because I've seen restaurants that are relatively new that have had to close their doors and because they haven't been able to adapt or innovate. And it's obvious that you've been able to figure that out because you've got this app, you've got the ability to be able to deliver food, provide curbside service. You've picked up on that really, really quickly. So that's why I think that you're going to be pretty successful. But the other thing that was interesting about it is there's 15.6 million restaurant industry employees. And by 2030, there will be 1.6 million new jobs created. So people love going out. Wouldn't you agree? I mean, this is why food industry should just continue to grow.
Absolutely. And one of the things, we, in our when things are back to normal, when things were normal, we have outdoor seating. The bowls are cold. We serve them in a chilled steel bowl, so and then they look amazing. And it's just an opportunity for people to just, people want that experience. They want to be able to, whether eating by themselves or with a group, you know, instead of preparing the food, and they can go out and have the food prepared for them and enjoy it. So we try to create a great atmosphere and experience, because there's nothing, I love eating outside whenever possible, but you obviously got to eat the right thing outside, right?
Hmm.
It's perfect. And so as you guys experience with the bowls, it's a meal, but it's a healthy meal. You'll feel satisfied, and you can enjoy it outside. So, in terms of the industry, I think, it's going to continue to grow. People are going to pay more attention to what they're eating. And I think a lot of, restaurants are going to cater to that as well.
Hmm.
But, with Vitality Bowls, we're already there.
Yeah, the big movement for organic, locally grown, locally sourced food just continues to escalate. I've seen it even in stores like Big Lots. Who knew? But even in there, you can buy organic products off of the shelf, as well as in some of the best stores around. So I absolutely agree with you. What would a typical day look like for somebody to intern in your business? Because obviously it's not going to be in the restaurant directly because that's a job, but I would say it's more in that corporate field of participating with you, maybe in your social media.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, social media is a huge aspect of our business, and it's not something that that I'm an expert in. So, um, for somebody to be able to come in and get some, you know, put their skills to use, and to kind of be able to track the results and things like that. Because obviously, with our bowls, they're definitely Instagram worthy. They look amazing, and then it's a great presence in terms of with social media. And then there's all kinds of different things people like to see in social media. And so that's definitely something that an opportunity for somebody to explore.
Yeah, certainly somebody that can take some good pictures, I'm going to guess.
Absolutely. Yeah. That's a big part of it.
So, what is the best mentoring advice that you ever received or that you would pass on to somebody else?
Yeah. So when you ask me that question in terms of, or just, you know, some of the questions to prepare for is just, for mentoring, or that mentor, you know, I would have to think of, you know, my first mentor would have to be my mom. You know, my mom was amazing. She was, you know, everything that we did that was a challenge. You know, she took calculated risks, but then things that people were like, "Oh, do you really want to do that?" She'd have a plan and she would do it, and then she would encourage get my dad to come on board because she had the plan. So she was the risk taker, but the calculated risk taker. And so, you know, I would, you know, she always wanted, you know, she used to tell me, you know, follow what you want to do that's going to make you happy. Don't just do something and just because it's there and available to continue at it, but always have a plan, a long-term goal, and go for it. And so, what advice I would give somebody is, you know, I see a lot of people that are, you know, they're in a job or they're in a situation that for one reason or another, whether somebody gave them a job or when they needed it, and they were doing it, and then all of a sudden they continue to do it, even though it's not what they want to do. I would say, you know, make sure you find out what you want to do and create a plan to do it. Um, so that way, in 10 years from now, when you think of it, whatever you're doing, you can say, you know, this is really what I wanted to do, opposed to I'm just doing something that I had to do, and I can't believe I'm still doing it. So it's
Yeah.
just follow, just have a plan and just continue to follow it.
Well, it's definitely obvious that your parents have had a big impact on your life in helping to shape your thinking and what your leadership style is in your business, but also how you're passing that on to your own kids, in addition to anybody that has the opportunity to work with you. So that is super good. So
Thank you.
Johnny, why don't you go ahead and ask him our next question, which is usually our last question.
So, Harold, how can the listeners contact you via website, social channels, email?
Yeah, absolutely. So both stores can be contacted. So Instagram, let's go with that first. So Vitality Bowls Orlando is our Instagram. So if you want to contact me, you can send me an instant message through that because I manage that page. And then also you can check out all the great pictures and see some of the things we're doing in the community. And then also we have Vitality Bowls Orlando. That's for our Dr. Phillips store via Facebook. And then our Coe store for Facebook is Vitality Bowls of Coe. So you can contact me through those routes. And then also my email is haroldg@vitalitybowls.com. So any of those ways, you can definitely get in touch with me.
All right. So we're moving over here to our shout outs. Johnny, you go first.
I want to shout out all my healthy friends, Sophia, Andrew, Stephen, Leslie. I quite often scroll through your Instagram and get jealous of all your workout videos, and Vitality Bowls could just help me get one step closer to catching up with you guys. So shout out to y'all.
Cool. Harold, you're up.
Yeah, so I want to just a couple of shout outs, if I may.
Sure.
Hey,
All
load us
right,
up.
so first of all, I want to definitely shout out my wife, Jackie. She's my business partner and the person that I work hand in hand with, and, she's amazing. So shout out to her. Also a shout out to, the first responders, the healthcare workers, everybody that's out there doing those things during this time that's helping making our lives a little easier during this time. And then also, making sure that we're safe and healthy and being able to live our lives, during this time. And then also, last but not least, I definitely want to shout out my team at Vitality Bowls. I have a great team that, they're working hard each and every day to make sure that they're preparing amazing, healthy food for all our great customers. So definitely wanted to send a shout out to those folks as well.
That is wonderful. And I'm sure all of those people are truly appreciative of it. My shout out goes to all of our listeners that have been following our show. We are in our 3rd year. I want to give a shout out to everybody that's on my team. And that's across the board. That's video, audio, social content, and software and game team. And goodness, it's just a crew that's with me. And I'm very grateful. But and then also to you, Harold, and to your wife, Jackie, for being our guest for tonight. Jackie was the silent partner, I can tell. But thanks for being here and for also being such a good sport with the fact that we had a little snafu here, but it's all worked out. So that's great. People can find Intern Pursuit at www.internpursuit.tech. Our phone number is 321-422-2166. And contact us at info@internpursuit.tech. Look for us on Facebook, on Twitter, on all of those great social channels. And our podcast channels are iHeartRadio, Spotify, Stitcher, Apple Podcasts, Podbean, and Google Play. And as we close out this show, we want to thank you, our listeners, for helping make our show awesome and giving us great feedback and sharing. And in this instance, sharing is caring. Because it's all about things we can do online, not having to be in close proximity. So thank you to everybody. Good night.
Good night, guys. Thank you for listening.
Thank you so much.